Everyone has been wanting to talk about Buttercup. They want to know about her. They want to know what's going on. Does she have a calf? Does she not have a calf? What happened with her? We're about to let you know. It's raining a little and she's just standing out here in the rain the whole time, like she's got good sense. That little shed over there, it fits her real good, and it is full of like hay for her to just go bed down in, but she prefers to be out here in the rain. And I got her some grain so she can eat it while we talk about her. So two things, I feel real dumb, and we're gonna have to do a couple things now because she's not pregnant. So last time, let's back up to January 14th is when I had the AI tech come out, and we bred her with a mini Jersey. Well, the AI tech did. And there's probably on the high end a 50% chance that would take. Apparently it did not, right? She doesn't have a calf. But I was checking her real regular. The tech was like, hey, check her and make sure she doesn't come back in heat. So I was literally checking her like every day for the last 9-10 months to see if she would come back into heat, because I was skeptical, didn't know. I was feeding her extra, so she got real fat. My cousin came over, and he's worked in a dairy and helped. He specialized in helping the cows birth if they were having difficult births, or labor, I guess you would say. And so he's delivered over 200 calves. He came and checked her, and Cameron was like, hey, she looks real pregnant. She might be pregnant, but once he checked her out, he was like, nope, she's not pregnant at all. And at this point, I mean, look at that right there. Like, that's where the calf would be. I've waited a week. I've known for a whole week that she's not pregnant, and I've been waiting, just holding out, just making 100% sure that she wasn't pregnant, but she is not. So a couple things are going to happen. It's going to cost me, last time it cost about $400 to have the AI tech come out. And now, looking at that, the cost of feed is about $15 a bale. She's on a 1/4 acre that she just has all to herself back here. But I could probably seed this and irrigate it and get some good pasture for her to eat, but not while she's out here on it. And so it's costing me $15 a bale. She eats about a half a bale a day. So, do the math. I had to go just do the math real quick. So she's costing me anywhere from $150 to $200 a month to feed. And currently she doesn't have milk. That's a really big bill between getting the AI tech down here again to breed her, and then maybe that will take, maybe it won't. And then also feeding her for another 10 months, because I dried her out back in June thinking she was going to have a calf in September. And so now we're without milk. She would still be in milk if I hadn't dried her out. She would still have milk. But now she's without milk, and now she doesn't have a calf. And it's going to cost me, let's say on average, $175 to $200, right in the middle there, to feed her, especially through the winter here, every month. I can buy a lot of milk for that, and I can even buy raw milk for that. There's a place that sells it down here. You can come say hi. You being camera shy today? I know. You just wanted that grain I gave you, and now you want more. But so Jamie and I have decided that we're going to put her up for sale. She doesn't have a calf, which is going to make her harder to sell. She doesn't have milk, but she does have the A2 casein, the protein casein. So that's a bonus. Trying to sell her, and we might revisit getting like a mini. We might not. Right now we have a lot going on, so it's kind of, we're bummed that she doesn't have a calf. Hey, she's all feisty in here now. We're all bummed out that she doesn't have a calf, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because that's an hour and a half of my day every day, taking care of her, between feeding her in the morning, feeding her in the evening, milking her, processing that milk. And there's the cottage. You can see I haven't done anything with it in probably a month and a half. And an hour and a half a day is 40 hours in a month, a whole full work week that I could put towards finishing this cottage. And so Jamie and I decided it was probably best to pass her along. She's a great, sweet cow, easy to milk. She milks on the machine, and she hand milks too, and let someone else enjoy her. And we might, in the future, if things calm down and our neighbors agree to let us have another cow over here, do a little mini Jersey if we can find one. For now, we'll have her till she sells, and then she's probably gonna go get a new home. We'll rehome her, and someone else can love her as much as we have. Another factor in deciding to sell her is that while we were gone, we were in England, Odilia was feeding her for us and taking care of her, and she actually pinned Odilia up against the fence for about 20 minutes. She didn't hurt Odilia. She's probably just playing, but she's like a big dog, but that's 700-800 pounds of big dog that wants to play with you. And she does have horns, and she likes to rattle them around. She likes them to be rubbed, and she likes to rub them on stuff. So that was actually pretty scary for Odilia. She was crying, finally got her phone out of her pocket, and called a friend to come rescue her, and he came over. It's actually Cooper's dad. And he came over and helped her out and fed Buttercup, and then from there on, Ty took care of her for me, my brother Ty, until we got back home. But that's also another factor. Like I can't really leave town if she's not gonna be nice to whoever's taking care of her and feeding her. And then if she's in milk, she has to be milked every day. So just a lot of factors in this decision. If she'd have had a calf, we'd have been super excited, and we'd be getting milk and love that little calf, and that would have been a lot of fun. But reality is, it doesn't always work how you want, and here we are. So there's the news on Buttercup. Switching gears a little bit, I don't have the canner out here right now, but I am in the kitchen. I'm going to show you what we did with those tomatoes, and then show you the actual next project, 2 projects that are going to be coming up, and then we'll be tackling the cottage. Outside here, in that trailer that's getting rained on, I have 800 square feet of oak flooring that is going to be coming in here. We're going to put it in the garage and let it acclimate for a few days. But look at this floor. It hasn't been mopped. That's Redrick's job. It's been raining. It does look better than this when it's cleaned up. And you can see under the rug, it's in pretty good shape, where we don't walk on it like crazy and the dogs aren't running on it. But we're gonna replace this flooring. It's time. We're tired of dealing with it. We're tired of repainting it every year. And everywhere it gets wet, like if something spills out of the fridge or the sink, the paint inevitably peels up. They're not showing very good right now. They're not clean. It's mopping day to day actually when Redrick gets home from school. But that oak flooring is going to be coming in. I'm going to be doing that. We won't have that in this video. I got to let it acclimate for a couple of weeks in the garage. We'll let it get ready to go, and then we'll put it in. But also, I just love showing you all my deep, dark secrets. Okay, we've unpacked from our trip. I picked these shelves up at the thrift store the other day. Let's go look in the basement. I cleaned this out probably 6 months ago, but everything just gets dumped and dropped right here on the inside of the basement. And this is probably going to be dark because it's wired for lighting, but I haven't hooked up the lighting. Back there is all the food storage in the back, and there's no lighting. So I'm going to be getting lighting in here. We're going to move the food storage up to where all the spare blankets and old clothes and summer clothes and all the camping stuff is in these bags, and this mess here. That's probably mostly going to get moved to the barn or dealt with. And that's going to be a whole video. And I'm going to organize everything we've been canning, all the food storage, all the things we're going to be eating, because we got a ton of stuff down here, so that we can actually find it, use it, rotate through it. And that's going to be in an upcoming video. But right now, let's go check out what I did with those tomatoes. And we did a little cooking with Jack too. I had planned on doing all of these yesterday, but it's Wednesday morning now. Some of these are getting a little squishy. I'm going to have to chop some bad spots out of them, but about to get washed, just pulling all the tops off. There was a ton of them. I left all the tops on them. It helps them ripen better, I think. So we're getting them ready and prepped to go. Just a few more left, and then we'll get these pureed and ready for the canner. These heirloom tomatoes seem to go bad faster, probably something in these beefsteaks that's been hybrided in, but they are super tasty. But just chopping off the bad stuff, I'm leaving things like that. This is gonna get pureed. The top's not gonna matter. That's gonna get pureed right on in there. It's just green matter.
Well, if you get commercial processed tomatoes, I promise you they're not cutting the tops off.
No.
Like you're getting the whole tomato. It just goes down a belt, so.
And the blender will take care of that. It won't be like it's all woody and
Yeah.
hard when you go to bite it. Like,
Well, and we're pressuring them.
yeah.
Because we're gonna do these just not heated up, just pureed, we're gonna pressure them just to make sure that they're super like safe and sanitary, and it'll make everything soft, and then we can do whatever with them. Tomato soup, tomato sauce, marinara, salsa.
Yeah, but so just not wasting this whole tomato because it had a little split in it. And sometimes the split's got dirt and things I can't get out, so I just cut them off. All right, we got the Blendtec out. Love this blender. It's really simple, super strong, and I can fill this thing up with tomatoes and it's gonna puree them in about 10, 15 seconds. These ones got stuck up there. All right, so that was 5 seconds. Oh, sneaky in there.
So honestly, I don't know why I've never thought to do it like this before and then just pressure it, because we have, like you can see in there, we have tomatoes and they're literally like cherry tomatoes that we put on water when we should have done this.
Basically like a paste. Look, it's floating my ladle that is like a heavy
And
metal ladle.
I don't like canning water. Like I want as much nutrient dense product as possible because I can always add water to it if I need to. So this is just a really great way to do it. And so far we've got this much from the little pot. This is a 3-gallon pot.
Yeah, and the other one was a 2-gallon pot, and we got all 8 quarts out of the 2 gallons, and so this is going to be 12. So, you know, do the math. 20 quarts of tomatoes, and I still have probably about 12 more quarts ripening over there.
Zeb's using, you want to spin that around so I can see the logo? Zeb's using one of my Pretty Lay parfait jars. I had to go to the shop and go grab, we only had 4 of the big ones.
I think that'll be all right, because I have a quart here. We're running out of jars is the problem. Like, we've got food in all of them. Now we need to eat through it. We have some 2022 stuff that needs finished up. Probably that'll be real, you know, recommended by date.
18 months recommended.
Yeah. So we canned it about this time last year on the 2022 stuff. So we just need to eat it up by like April and we'll be fine.
That means that we've been doing our job. Like we've been canning like quite a bit to go through all the jars. So we had a lot and we bought a lot.
If you're doing it right and rotating it right, is you can enough that you have enough to eat all through the winter till you get fresh produce again in the spring, and then in the fall you can enough, and so you just keep reusing your jars and you empty them out and store them once you're done.
We're so green and eco-friendly.
That's the idea. I'm gonna have to go get more jars at this point because we didn't eat enough last year apparently.
We didn't can as much last year.
Okay, first 14 quarts done. I'm running out of quarts. I had to go get some. So we've got 7 more here, so 21 quarts today. That is what's left. We're gonna keep those to eat fresh. There are more ripening in the garage. Got everything out of the canner. It's nice and cooled off. The Le Parfait jars, as far as I can tell, everything's sealed up. When I get the lids off of these, I'll know for sure. But, oh, that's just clanking. Lots, I think this is 21 quarts. And you can see, I could have separated it and made a paste if you let it sit for about, I'd say overnight, 12 to 24 hours. It'll separate like this, and then you can skim off all of the paste that's on the top. I like the juice, so I'm gonna leave it in there. It's really great if you wanna like cook pasta and things with that, but we probably won't get around to that. We'll just use it all in sauces and things. But quite a few quarts to eat. That's, I think Jamie did the math, until next summer, that's like a half a quart a week of tomatoes. These Le Parfait jars are pretty cool because they've got this indent here and it just kind of dimples. And that's how you know that it's sealed up. is it'll get that little dimple in there. These are smooth before, and now they're dimpled. Jamie and I are over here dropping off stuff from the England haul. It's excessive. There's a lot. We did really good job shopping.
I feel like excessive is rude. It's plentiful.
I can't say anything because I brought probably 60% of it.
It's November. It's a junk harvest.
Yeah, so, but what I noticed while I was hopping out of the car is the Cosmos are all gone. They need pulled out, and we need to get all these seeds. Not all of them, but I'm going to get a few.
We need any of them.
I think we need them because I'm going to put them other places, like on property and things.
Okay. Because, like, we have to thin these out. Like, this year was ridiculous, and they would have been healthier if we thinned them out.
I think they were fine. We just needed to fertilize them a couple extra times.
I'm going to go open the front door so we can get our harvest in the shop.
These are tomatoes from last year. I just blended them up. We actually did those ones whole. I forgot to show you, but got the eggplant out. I've not made anything with eggplant. I'm just basically going to use them like I would noodles in some sort of lasagna type dish. And we're going to throw some pepperoni and cheese on there. This, I already added a bunch of garlic powder and some salt in there. And we're going to put it in the oven at 375 till the cheese is crispy on top. All right, just layer them in there. I didn't actually see a recipe for this. I'm just winging it. But I feel like these ingredients together with a lot of cheese are going to be good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So there's all the tomatoes we did. We're going to save those. We got some 2022 tomatoes to use up still. So that's what we're going to do. This is the equivalent of 2 quarts blended up. All right, give me a layer in there, and then we will go ahead and put some sauce on it.
Yeah.
And then some cheese, and then we might do another layer. I don't know.
We're gonna sauce
Depends on how much we have. That's a big pan. But I want them to be not too thick. All right, that looks good. Let's save the rest. We'll throw those on top.
Smells good.
Okay, that's about half. Run me some cheese in there. Nice. Sprinkle it in. Don't sprinkle it a little more judiciously. No, this is a little thick. But don't miss any. I don't want any corners without cheese.
Just gonna throw it all.
All right, this is a pretty big pan, so just, you know, it's gonna probably take half of these pepperonis. You just flinging them
Yeah, that's how you do it.
like little frisbees.
Or you just guys.
Almost out of cheese. There we go.
Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes. So I made some drop biscuits while that was cooking. That looks delicious. I'm gonna eat that up. This is for the rest of the family. They're cheating. They're drop biscuits from Red Lobster. You can get the mix at Costco. Thanks for hanging out with us today. That's all we've got for right now. I probably should have filmed more. It's been a super busy week getting home from England. I guess this is technically, we're starting week 2 here, but I'm gonna get these shelves downstairs and start organizing that and moving stuff over to the barn when I can. And we're gonna start tackling that. I'll be sure to film it so you can come along with us. Catch you guys on the next one.